In the quiet city of New Dawn, life was normal. People went to work, children played, and everything seemed peaceful. The city was on the edge of the galaxy, far from the big stars and planets. People on Earth called this place a new colony. It was a good place to live, and no one thought much about danger. One day, everything changed. The sky suddenly filled with strange ships. They looked different from anything humans had seen before. The ships were big and shiny and floated silently in the sky. No one knew where they came from. The ships moved slowly, but everyone watched closely. The leader of the city was a man named Jake Turner. He was tall and strong, with a calm face. Jake was used to making decisions quickly. When the ships arrived, he called his team. Lisa was a smart tech girl. She worked on machines and computers. Chris was the medic. He knew how to help people in trouble. Jake told them to get ready, but he also told everyone to stay calm. The ships stopped above the city. Suddenly, strange beings came out of the ships. They were tall and glowing, with big eyes and smooth skin. They didn't speak, but they looked peaceful. Their leader, a tall woman named Zara, stepped forward. She held out her hand and spoke in a soft voice. She said they came from a planet that was dying. They needed help to find a new home. The humans listened carefully. They saw that the aliens looked scared and tired. They were not here to fight. They wanted peace. Jake looked at Zara and nodded. He knew they had to be careful. The humans decided to help the aliens. They shared food and water. They also showed them their city and promised to protect them. But not everyone was happy. Some people thought the aliens might be dangerous. Ethan, a soldier, whispered that they should be careful. He thought the aliens might not be telling the truth. Jake knew that fear could make people do wrong things. He told his team to stay alert. Still, he believed in kindness and trust. That night, Jake sat alone and looked at the stars. He wondered what might happen next. He knew this was the start of a new story. A story about humans and aliens learning to trust each other. And he hoped they would find a way to stay safe together. Over the next few days, humans and the Valari worked together. The aliens showed the humans some of their technology. They shared ideas about energy and how to make things better. Humans gave food, water, and supplies. The Valari helped with their advanced machines. The people started to see that the aliens were not enemies, but friends in need. Among the humans, a young man named Alex was very curious. He was good at fixing things and learning new skills. Alex spent a lot of time with the Valari. He wanted to understand their technology and see how it worked. The Valari, in return, liked Alex because he was kind and eager to learn. They shared their knowledge with him. Not everyone was happy. Some soldiers and leaders were still afraid. Sergeant Ethan was a strong man. He thought the aliens could be dangerous. He said they could betray the humans someday. Ethan told others to be careful. He wanted to make sure no one trusted the Valari too much. One day, during an expedition into old ruins near the city, the humans and Valari found something strange. They saw a strange creature. It was big and looked dangerous. It had sharp teeth and glowing eyes. The creature was hidden in the shadows. It moved quickly and tried to attack. The humans panicked. Ethan shouted for everyone to get back. The Valari used their energy shields to protect the team. Lisa and Chris worked fast to help the injured. They fought the creature with their guns and technology. The fight lasted for a few minutes. In the end, the creature ran away. Everyone was safe, but they were scared. That night, the humans and Valari sat together. They talked about what had happened. They realized that their fear of the unknown made them act quickly and sometimes wrongly. Lisa said they needed to trust each other more. She said fear was natural, but could be controlled. Ethan still felt uneasy, but he listened. Jake looked at his team and the aliens. He saw that they were brave and strong. He knew that trusting the aliens was the right choice. He also knew they had to be careful. Fear could turn into trouble if they were not careful. The day showed them that they could face danger together. They decided to stay alert. They knew more challenges might come. But they also knew they had each other. They believed that working together was the best way to stay safe. The humans and Valari had taken a step forward. They were learning that fear was part of life, but trust and teamwork could make them stronger. After the fight with the strange creature, the city became more careful. People knew they had to be ready for new dangers. Jake told everyone to stay alert. The aliens also began to understand the dangers of their new home. Zara and her team worked with the humans to find more ways to stay safe. One morning, Lisa found something strange on her computer. It was a message from the aliens. The message was short. Zara said they had found more of the strange creatures nearby. She asked the humans to be careful. Lisa showed the message to Jake. They knew they had to act fast. Jake called a meeting with his team and the alien leaders. They decided to send a small group to find out more. The group would include Ethan, Lisa, and 2 Valari. They would check the area and see if there were more of the creatures. The others would stay in the city and prepare for any danger. Ethan was nervous, but ready. He knew this mission was important. Lisa packed her tools and some food. The Valari used their flying ships to help. They flew over the area where the creatures had been seen. They saw many strange things. Trees with glowing leaves and rocks that shimmered in the sun. Suddenly, they saw movement. A group of the strange creatures was waiting in the shadows. They looked angry and ready to attack. Ethan aimed his gun, but he did not shoot. Instead, he signaled the others to stay calm. The Valari used their energy shields to protect the team. The creatures moved closer. They made loud growls. Ethan remembered what Jake had said. Trust was very important. Ethan slowly lowered his gun. He raised his hands to show he did not want to fight. The creatures stopped growling and watched carefully. The team decided to leave and report what they saw. They knew the creatures were dangerous but not evil. They just wanted to protect themselves. When they returned to the city, everyone listened carefully. They knew they had to be brave and careful. They also knew they could not give up. That day, the city learned more about the strange creatures. They saw that danger was everywhere. But they also saw that working together and trusting each other could help them stay safe. The humans and the Valari prepared for more days like this. They knew their journey was just beginning. They wanted peace, but they were ready for any fight. Days went by, and the city stayed alert. The people and the Valari worked together to stay safe. They knew more dangers might come. Jake kept the team ready. He wanted everyone to stay strong and brave. One evening, Lisa found a strange light coming from the sky. It was bright and moved fast. The team watched from a safe place. The light was not like any star or plane. It was bigger and looked like a ball of fire. Lisa thought it was a sign. Something important was happening. Zara and her team studied the light. They said it was a signal. The signal came from deep space. It was not far from their city. The aliens said it might be a message or a warning. Everyone listened carefully. They knew they had to find out more. The next day, Jake decided to send a small group to the place where the light came from. Ethan, Lisa, and 2 Valari would go. They would look for clues and see if there was danger. The team took their best tools and supplies, flew in their ships to a mountain near the city. When they reached the mountain, they saw strange symbols on the rocks. The symbols were old and did not look like normal writing. Ethan touched one symbol. It glowed softly. The team felt a strange power. They knew this was something very old and very important. Suddenly, the ground shook. The team looked around quickly. They saw a big shadow moving behind the rocks. It was another creature. It was bigger than the others they had seen. It had sharp claws and glowing eyes. The creature looked angry and ready to fight. Ethan aimed his gun. Lisa told him to stay calm. She said they needed to understand first. The Valari used their energy to stand between the creature and the team. The creature roared loudly and moved closer. Ethan lowered his gun slowly. He saw that the creature was not just angry, it was scared. The team decided to back away slowly. They wanted to learn more before fighting. They knew they had to be careful. They left the mountain and went back to the city. They told everyone what they saw. The team knew more dangers were waiting. But they also knew they could face them if they stayed united. The city learned that they must be brave and wise. They wanted peace, but they were ready to defend themselves. Their journey was not over. Many challenges still lay ahead. The city stayed quiet for a few days. People in the Valari worked hard to prepare. They built stronger walls and made new plans. They wanted to be ready for anything. Jake watched everything closely. He knew that more dangers could come at any time. One night, the sky suddenly lit up. Bright flashes of light appeared all over the city. The people looked up and saw strange shapes in the sky. These shapes moved fast and made loud sounds. The city was nervous. They knew something big was happening. Zara and her team studied the shapes. They said they were ships from space. The ships were not like any they had seen before. They moved in a strange way and made a loud noise. The ships came closer to the city. The people felt afraid. Jake called for a meeting, told everyone to stay calm. The team and the alien leaders decided to send a small group to talk to the ships. Ethan, Lisa, and Tavelery would go again. They would try to find out what the ships wanted. The others would stay and watch. The small team got ready. They took their best tools and weapons. They flew in their ships to meet the spaceships. When they reached close, the ships stopped. They hovered in the air and then lowered a small craft. The craft landed near the team. Out of the craft came strange beings. They were tall and had shining armor. Their eyes glowed with a soft light. They spoke in a strange language. Ethan listened carefully. He tried to understand what they said. Beings did not want to fight. They said they were travelers from a far place. They came to see if the planet was safe. They had heard rumors of danger. The beings explained they wanted to help. They offered to share their knowledge and power. The team was surprised. They did not expect this. They told the beings they would think about their offer. The beings nodded and said they would wait. Then they left quietly in their craft and flew back into the sky. The city was happy to see new friends. They knew they still had to be careful. But now, they also had new hope. Space travelers might help them fight the dangers ahead. The people and the Volari felt stronger. They knew their journey was not over. Many more days of testing and learning were ahead. But now, they had new friends and new hope to face the future.